Hello students, welcome back to Proteins Coaching English class. Here we provide ICSE, CBSE and WBSE solutions.
Today we are going to discuss the line-by-line explanation from Merchant of Venice Act 2 Scene 1 by William Shakespeare. Here we will provide word notes as well for your better understanding. So let's start this.
Act 2, Scene 1. This scene takes place in Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Tourists of Cornets enter the Prince of Morocco and his train. Portia, Nerissa and other of her attendants were already in the room of Portia. So this entire scene takes place in a room in Portia's house. Here we'll find the musics and the welcome song. After that, one of the suitors of Portia, who was Prince of Morocco, would take the entry with his attendants. And in the room there were Portia surrounded by his chief servant cum friend Nerissa and other attendant. So let's start it. Before the beginning of the explanation, I will tell you the meaning of the difficult words so that you can have a complete sketch of each of the lines. So let's start here. Complexion means skin color, shadowed means dark, livery means feature, thaws males, icicles means frost, climb country, regarded, respected. Phoebus' fire. You should know, students, Phoebus is a mythological god of fire. Here, Phoebus' fire is actually representing the sun's light. Bars means restraints, scanted means limited, fields means battles. Here, Alcides means Hercules. Hercules is the Roman equivalent of the Greek divine hero Heracles, son of Jupiter and the mortal Acclaimine. In classical mythology, Hercules is famous for his strength and for his numerous far-ranging adventures. Now we are going to start the explanation. Here is the first speech of Act 2 Scene 1 spoken by Morocco. So Prince of Morocco will take his entry and will start his speech. So let's start it. Mislike me, not for my complexion, the saddle livery of the burned sun, to whom I am a neighbor and near bred. So here, Prince of Morocco says that, don't dislike me, oh dear prince, for my skin color or dark skin complexion. I have my dark skin color because I live in a land which is very near to the sun. Bring me the fairest creature northward born, where Phoebus' fire scouts thaws the icicles, and let us make incision for your love to prove whose blood is reddest, his or mine. Then Prince of Morocco says that, I am exposed to the burning sun. You may call any fair-skinned man who is living in the extreme north, where the sun can hardly melt the snow. If our blood is compared by making an incision to see whose is blood more red, then you will find both of us having the same color. Now the next. I tell thee, lady, this aspect of mine hath feared the valiant. By my love, I swear, the best regarded virgins of our clime have loved it too. I will explain up to here. I tell the lady, so I finally declare, oh dear lady, that this appearance of mine has frightened even the bravest of men. By my love I swear, the best regarded virgins of our clime have loved it too. It means, student, even the most beautiful women of the country have also loved my skin color. I would not change this hue, except to steal your thoughts, my gentle queen. So, Prince of Morocco finally asserts that I would never change the skin color, or I am unable to change my skin complexion, my dark complexion. But I promise that I may win your love. I can steal your thoughts. Here, steal your thoughts represents means I can win your love. Oh, my gracious lady. Now we'll move to the next stanza. Now, in response to Morocco's queries or speech, Portia will say something. Here is the speech spoken by Portia. In terms of choice, I am not solely led by nice direction of a maiden's eyes. So here Portia finally says that so far as regarding the conditions of choosing a husband is concerned, I am not to be led by the attractive looks which can please a common maiden's eyes. Here, Portia is finally asserting that she is not one of the common ladies. She has some extraordinary qualities. So she can choose the husband from the inner capabilities of a person. Besides, the lottery of my destiny bars me the right of voluntary choosing. I have another problem, or I have something that is restraining me from choosing my husband of my own. My fate depends on the lottery system destined by my father, who is dead now. But if my father had not scanted me, scanted means restrains me or restricted me, and hedged me by his wit to yield myself, his wife who wins me by that means I told you, yourself, renowned prince, then stood as fair as any comer I have looked on yet for my affection. Then, if my father had not restricted me to choose my husband, then, O dear prince, you would have appeared as fair as any candidate to win my love, as any other suitor whom I have been not yet seen. So here Portia finally says that, oh dear prince, don't worry about your skin color. I am not a common maiden. I can understand who is a special person who has some extraordinary qualities or not. So you can stay carefree about that. If I would having the same opportunity of choosing my husband of my own, then the fair-skinned man and the dark-skinned man would have the same opportunity to win my love as well. So this is finally Portia's speech. Now we'll back to Morocco's speech. Now in response to Portia's exclamation, Morocco would say the following. Morocco, even for that I thank you. Therefore I pray you, lead me to the cascades to try my fortune. So finally, Prince of Morocco says that, oh dear lady, thanks for expressing your sentiments for me. Hence, I would ask you to guide me to the cascade so that I may try my fortune. By this scimitar that slew the Sophie and a Persian prince that owned 3 fields of Sultan Soliman. Now, here Morocco says that with my sword or with this sword, I have killed the Sophie and a Persian prince. You should know, students, Sophie was an Iranian ruler, a ruler of Iran. So here Prince of Morocco says that with his sword he had killed or beheaded an Iranian prince, Sophie, and a Persian prince. Persian prince have won the battles with Sultan Suleiman for 3 times. So here Morocco was exclaiming about his bravery. He was trying to show how much bold he was. So here finally Prince of Morocco says that with his sword he had killed Sophie and a Persian prince, and this Persian prince had already defeated Sultan Suleiman for 3 times. Now he continues, I would ostrate the sternest eyes that look. So here he says that he can break every difficulties that will appear in front of him. Outbrave the heart most daring on the earth. He finally says that he can defy the bravest man in the earth, pluck the young sucking cubs from the sea bear. Next he says that he can snatch away a sucking cub from the sea bear. Students, you should know that a sea bear is extremely dangerous when it is having its baby with it. So here Prince of Morocco is saying that he is so courageous that he can snatch away a sucking cub from its own mother sea bear. Here, mock the lion when he roars for prey to win the lady. So finally, Prince of Morocco says that he is so brave that he can mockery of the lion. He can make fun of the lion when it is hungry and roaring for its prey, means its victims. So these are the things that Prince of Morocco promises Portia he would do to win Portia's love. But alas, the while. But there is a negative point too. There is a point of disappointment too. What is that? If Hercules and Lichess play at dice, which is the better man? The greater throw may turn by fortune by the weaker hand. So here finally Prince of Morocco exclaims from another point of view, and he says that but there is a negative point too. What is that? The present situation is very sad. Suppose Hercules is playing a game of dice with his servant Lichess. Now, to prove who is superior, this completely depending on the greater throw. That means here, if Hercules and his servant Lichess play the game of dice, the winning candidate is completely depending on the luck. That means here obviously Hercules is the superior person and Lichess is his servant. But Hercules may defeat in the game of dice if Lichess can have the greater throw. That means here Prince of Morocco is completely indicating to the dependence of our fate. So if from the weaker hand or if the greater throw is coming from the servant Lichess, then Hercules can also be defeated in the game of dice. So here Morocco is saying that our luck is somehow dependent, or our activities is somehow dependent on our luck as well. So is Alcides beaten by his page. Page means servant. And so may I, blind fortune leading me. Means that which one unworthier may attain and die with grieving. So Prince of Morocco finally exclaims that I may also be beaten by the luck, or I may also be defeated by the throw of my luck as well, as Prince Alcides or Hercules can also be defeated by his servant in the game of dice. That means if luck does not favor me, then I can also lose your love, or I can also fail in choosing the right casket. So, in this way, some unworthier or invaluable person or a very low qualified person may attain your love by the greater chance of our fortune. And after that, I will be grieving, or I may leave the place, or I may die in regret. So, in this speech of Morocco, we come to know that here Prince of Morocco expresses his sentiments, and he tries to prove how much courageous power or how much courageous he was. He was a very brave prince. There was no doubt he had killed the Emperor Persia and a prince Suleiman as well. So here he also said that he had the capability of snatching away a sucking cow from the mother bear, and he can even challenge the hungry lion roaring for its prey. He has this kind of bravery, and he also attracts our eyes to another point of view, that if luck does not favor him, then he may lose the game of casket, or he will not be able to win the love of Portia by choosing the wrong casket. He gave another example of Hercules and said that suppose if Hercules and his servant Lichess is playing the game of dice, and if Lichess can have the better throw of dice, he can win the game of dice. So the greater man can also lose by the lower throw of fortune or by the throw of luck. So here luck is another factor to win your love, dear Portia. This is said by Prince of Morocco, and he also asserts that if he fails in this game, then he would be dying in regret. That means it would be very much shameful for him. Now the next part of Portia. The response of Portia. Here Portia says that you must take your chance and either not attempt to choose at all or swear before you choose. If you choose wrong, never speak to lady afterward in way of marriage. Therefore be advised. So here Portia says that let whatever may happen, you need to take a chance to choose the right casket, or you must not try at all. Swear that you will never talk to a lady with an intention of marriage. So I would ask you to think it again. Next we'll go to the last speech of Morocco. He says that nor will not come bring me unto my chance. So here Morocco says that there is nothing to consider. Take me to the place so that I may take my chance.
Then Portia said, first, forward to the temple. After dinner, your hazard shall be made. Next, Portia said to Morocco that first come to the church. Here temple denotes to the church, and then you will try your luck after dinner. Portia's speech is followed by Morocco's. Then Morocco said, good fortune then, may good fortune be mine, to make me blessed or cursedest among men. It means I will either be most happy or the most cursed among the men. Cornets and exeunt. After this, the trumpets blown and everyone left the place. So students, here Act 2 Scene 1 ends finally.
Now last but not the least, student, if you find this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe, share and like our content, because your little motivation will help us to provide you more helpful content. Thanks for watching, student. Goodbye.